There we go. Nailed it. Hi, Fran.
I showered. It's my day.
Look at you, killing it.
It's my time. I took a shower.
There you go. All right, perfect. How you doing?
Well, I mean, I feel like we're about to have a funeral. Are we having a funeral for democracy? And
I mean, we might as well. The stupid bill passed the Senate this morning, and from what I'm seeing, hold on a second. Sorry, I had to turn on my my do not disturb in case somebody called and fucked up the live. So
yeah, I'm finding my background. I will.
Yeah, so the big stupid bill passed the Senate this morning. A 50-50 tiebreaker vote by J.D. Vance to send it back to the House. Lisa Murkowski was one that we were kind of hoping that she would vote no because they took her provision out of the bill. But she didn't. And she cast that vote that put it 50-50.
Working around with John Barrasso. Did you see that? Like, they gave her something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so from what I'm seeing, the House has already scheduled a vote for tomorrow. So they're not wasting any time. They're trying to push this through as quickly as possible because I need you all to recognize this bill is wildly unpopular. Wildly unpopular. Like there is all the polling surrounding this bill shows that it is the American people don't want this bill. They don't want it. It is so unpopular. That's why Republicans are trying to push as quickly as they can to get this through, so that they don't have to face your wrath and phone calls and field these complaints. And that's just, God damn it, man. This whole thing is just so ridiculously out of control. Moving to Guam isn't going to help you. That's still a United States territory.
Oh, there we go. It's worse there. We have fewer rights. Like, it's a territory. Yeah. But
yeah.
Representation in Congress.
Your mic sounds real low.
I know. I was just thinking that, and I can't hear you through my audio mixer. I think I might switch phones or something really quick. I'm going to drop it on that because something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, this whole thing, like, this is what you all need to recognize. Something real quick, okay? Let's just go through some of the things that were in the Senate side of this bill. Work requirements for Medicaid. All right, so it's going to require states to implement community engagement or work requirements for certain Medicaid recipients. Okay. It's going to increase cost sharing for Medicaid expansion populations, meaning more out-of-pocket costs for low-income individuals. Okay. It's going to require that states perform more aggressive and frequent checks on Medicaid eligibility, which will likely lead to significant disenrollment. And states are going to face cuts or limitations in federal funding for certain services, including the sunsetting of increased federal Medicaid matching funds, or FMAP, and stricter budget neutrality rules for Medicaid demonstration projects. So what you're going to see is throughout the nation, I think what I saw, the last thing that I saw is that this reduction in Medicaid payments is going to cause somewhere between like 350 to 400 rural hospitals to have to close. Okay. And that's going to affect everybody, whether you're on Medicaid or not. Right. 1 in 4 nursing homes are on the chopping block because of this bill. 1 in 4. All right. A quarter of the nursing homes in this country are about to shut down because of this bill. All right. And if you don't think that that's going to affect everybody, then ask yourself this question. If your parents or grandparents are in a nursing home, are you able to provide the round the clock care that they need at your house and keep working without the Medicaid payments coming to you? Are you able to do that? No, you're not. Because if you could, you would already be doing that. Right? You'd already be doing it. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is you all are just this isn't going to affect me, because Republicans have such a narrow fucking vision on things, that just so fucking narrow. Right? And it's wild. It's wild.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things, I live in a swing state in Arizona, and I worked, not paid because I don't want to, but worked on the Kamala Harris campaign in Arizona, and I saw her speak live. I saw Tim Walz speak live over and over. But one thing that they talked about, and particularly Kamala Harris, that I always liked in her budget, she would always talk about the sandwich generations, which are like millennials, who are not only taking care of their children now and working to take care of their children, but they're taking care of their parents as well. And you're sandwiched in between two generations that are completely dependent on one group of people.
Yep.
And that is the reality. And knowing that, right? Because that was the only thing. People are always like, "Oh, do you have kids? Do you have kids?" No, but I have parents. I have parents that need my help desperately. So I have people who are depending on me. And so, I never heard, Trump doesn't have any concept of that. Republicans don't care about that. But it's not just about your children and needing care for your children or child care, right? It's your parents as well. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the gift. That was so kind.
It's funny. Like, let's talk about kids for a second, because there are significant changes to the children's health insurance program in this bill. One of them is going to be cut off retroactive eligibility in some cases, meaning children may no longer be covered for services received before enrollment. Okay. So like if you're a kid who is getting some kind of health care for whatever you need, right? Whatever the ailment is, and then you were brought onto the CHIP program, right? You could, as it is right now, that pre-existing care, right, would transfer over and would just start being covered by the CHIP program. That's going away. Okay. And there's going to be tighter restrictions around what CHIP can cover, which means that it's going to further narrow low-income families' ability to get health care for their children in the first place. So let me just make sure that I understand this right. For the America First crowd, America First is really just billionaires first, right? That's what it is, because you don't care about the working class in the United States. You don't care about kids. You don't care about veterans. You care about billionaires. That's what this is. This has always been billionaires first, right? Not in any way, shape, or form America first, right? That's all this is. We're going to kick millions of people, millions of kids off of their health insurance to give the largest tax cut to the top 1% in the history of this country.
Because I did all these mathematical, statistical analysis on this. I'm just pulling up, but I was also, 50% of children in the US are on Medicaid.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, when they're like, go get jobs. Yes. Good thing we're bringing back the coal mines because the babies, I mean, as soon as and it's better if they're crawling because the coal mines are small.
They're small. Yeah.
The toddlers can crawl and they can probably get into those spaces.
Get into those little spaces.
Yeah.
Better.
We'll get the kids in the mines and then they can pay their way. Just 20 hours for the toddlers in the mines.
Yeah.
It's not full time.
No, it's fine.
It's not too much to ask.
Yeah. And this is just the healthcare stuff. Like I haven't even gone into like the SNAP requirements and everything that are in here that are going to cause people to starve to death in this country also. But let's just stick with the ACA for a second, because there's a premium subsidy in the ACA, right? For low income. If you make under a certain amount of money, right, then you get a tax break, to help you subsidize the cost of that health insurance, right? Well, under this bill, it's going to restrict access to premium tax credits for many low income people by tightening eligibility requirements and ending credits during periods of Medicaid ineligibility, which means that people that have health insurance right now through the Affordable Care Act is going to lose their health insurance because they can't afford it. Okay. And it's going to eliminate protections that previously prevented large tax bills if someone underestimated their income. Right. So there were penalties and whatnot if you underestimated your income come tax time. And there were, limits that tax bill could be. Right. There were caps on how high it could go. And we're just going to get rid of those. Because again, the people paying taxes are the ones that are going to be affected by this the most. And we all know that billionaires aren't paying taxes. They don't pay taxes.
And also, let's say they did commit a crime. As long as you have money to bribe Trump, then you're fine, right? You're only a criminal in this country if you're poor now. Yeah. That's the society. And ironically, compared to the left, MAGA is disproportionately uneducated, disproportionately has no wealth. I'm not saying I do also. I have no wealth. I am educated, but this is, lifetime earning potential when you're not a college graduate is drastically lower, right? I mean, it's in every way. Because of cognitive dissonance, lack of ability to read in general, stupidity, MAGA bit off their nose to spite their face. Yeah. To support every single thing you say, America first, states' rights, brother. Every single thing you have supported, this bill does the opposite of. It's fascinating to watch. And I looked this up because I just wanted to be sure before I said it. In 2024, Medicaid funded approximately 42% of all births in the United States. So also, you guys say, women, you keep saying, why don't you guys have more babies? Well, no one can afford to. 42% of all births in America was subsidized by Medicaid. So just make sure when you're wondering why no one wants to have your children, this is why.
Yep. 42% of all births are covered by Medicaid. 42%. Almost half of the births in this country are covered by Medicaid. And we're just going to make that go away. Just bye.
1.5 million private insurance births are 50%.
Yeah.
The other 8% are just uninsured that we're footing the bill for anyways. Which again, and that uninsured part, right? Now you think, I know, because MAGA, your brains don't work. So you're thinking, yeah, we're kicking all these people off their health insurance. Now I don't have to pay for them. No, now we have to pay more for them. Right. We still pay.
Yeah. You're still paying.
We still pay.
These people are still going to need health care, right? They're still going to need health care. They just don't have any coverage now. So you're still going to pay for it.
Now we pay $500 a Tylenol when they show up in the ER needing emergent care and like stage 3, the most expensive type of healthcare. Now we pay for that.
And let's not forget that, again, with these Medicaid cuts, we're going to lose up to 400 rural hospitals, right? So that's where they're going to save money, right? That's where they're going to save money. They're going to close down 400 rural hospitals, right? Which means that those people that are uninsured are not going to be able to see a doctor even if they were insured because there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Right? So rural hospitals closing is going to hurt everybody. So if you're a perceived burden on the system, the quickest way to get you to not be a burden is to just let you die from preventable diseases because you can't access care. So there you go. Nailed it. We've saved so much money now because we'll just let poor people die.
Well, just to be clear, in health deserts, because we always talk about maternal health deserts, but they're also just health deserts in general, right? Like, and if you're under the impression like, oh, we can lose 400 rural hospitals, that's no big deal. No, like we're talking about usually there'll be, let's say 6 counties, and amongst 6 counties, there might be 1. And if a luxury would be 2 hospitals. So you're usually crossing over 1 to 3 counties to get to the nearest hospital. And we're talking about, imagine if you're hemorrhaging, if you're having a heart problem, unalive, you're no longer with us. Sorry.
Nope.
Like you're not making it. You can't, like in rural Texas, before this, it's an hour-and-a-half trip for some people to the nearest, what they call, trauma center. Like and now you're like, yeah, we're showing ourselves by making it impossible to get healthcare.
Yeah. And this is, I see a lot of people talking about like it's going to affect rural red states and whatnot. It's going to affect rural blue states also, right?
Well, absolutely.
Like, I need you all to recognize like New York is not New York City, right? 90% of New York is rural area, right?
Ticks.
Where I live right now, there's a hospital in my town that is at risk of losing most of its funding when these Medicaid cuts go into place with this bill, right? If this hospital closes in my town in upstate New York, the next closest hospital is 45 minutes south of us. That's the next closest. Okay? This isn't just going to affect red states. It's going to affect red states also, but it's going to affect everybody. Okay? Everybody. And this whole thing is just, it's all to give billionaires more money. That's literally the only thing.
Yeah, and what's most important, since MAGA can't do math, is to explain. And maybe you guys all were S-ing Space Karens, D. Elon Musk has finally got something right. It's finally his like ranting and raving is not just a made up lie. He's finally got one thing correct about this. Like, just understand, you have saved no money. And believe me, either did Elon Musk with Doge. He saved no money. He just cost us more money. But the first 100 days of Trump's presidency, he spent $200 billion more than Joe Biden. The only thing we know, which I'll say, I like, we can go, there's so many things to talk about with this bill, but they came up with a different fake math. Lindsey Graham, Trump has had something on me for years and I'm being blackmailed to do whatever he wants. Graham was put in charge. He's the budget, the chairman of that committee, and changed the baseline from the legal baseline that the CBO legally makes to like what they call the new policy baseline, where they just basically make up math that doesn't exist. Just understand, all of these cuts, when the kids unalive and we throw people off medical care and kids don't get school lunches and Head Start, preschool, all of those things, we're going into more debt. Yeah. We have saved, we're not just not saving any money. We are growing grossly into debt that we will never recover from, and also hurting children in the middle class. You guys really keep it up.
We're so pro-life that we're going to let you starve to death and lose your health care. That's how pro-life
so Christian and so Christian. It's so Christian.
So Christian. So Christian. That's right, Jessica. Gotta own those libs. Gotta own them. Fucking got them.
It's like we're all in the same life raft sinking,
and they're like stabbing holes in the bottom of the life raft.
Exactly. It's like, fucking you're in here too, weirdos.
Owning you dumb bastards. Fucking lunatics, man. It's insane.
Well, and here's the other thing. Like, I try to make this argument when I debate, because, I always try to come up with new and fresh ways to explain to MAGA that they can't think correctly. Like, here's the irony of being like, I don't want to pay for any kids to have school lunches. I don't want to pay for kids to have food, period. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Why are we paying for kids to go to preschool? Well, I'll tell you why. Look up, it's math, right? We know children who have access to preschool have a lifetime earning potential of hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Every time you look at your check, MAGA, and you're like, God, these taxes suck. Like, but I'm going to retire off this. No, the money you're paying is being spent now for the boomers. This is the largest cross section of America to ever retire. Every dollar we're paying in taxes is being spent by then. It's the kids you're depriving of food, healthcare, preschool, meaningful education, trying to close the Department of Education. It's their lifetime earnings that we have to retire on. And you are literally crippling them. Mm-hmm. And because you don't understand how the government works, you're ensuring that none of us will be able to retire.
Yeah. No, and I mean, it's so confusing. I'm so just like, my brain hurts just trying to comprehend the logic or lack thereof for all of this, because there is no logic about this. The logic that the right uses for this is, well, I don't want you to have free shit. My favorite thing, let's just go with the healthcare thing for a second. My favorite thing is when they're like, I don't want to pay for anybody else's healthcare. And then I will ask the natural progression follow-up question, do you have health insurance? And they'll be like, yeah. I'm like, then you're paying for other people's healthcare.
Don't tell them how health insurance works. Like, these people, it's literally... I know. It's just, we would just have more collective bargaining power. Yeah. It's the same thing, except where we'd have collective bargaining power on a scale never before seen. It's like, right. That's exactly what you're doing now. Pooling your money into a group when they're like, and everyone's pulling out of it when they need healthcare. That's what insurance is.
I don't want some government bureaucrat telling me that I can't get a procedure done. I was like, you've got some C-suite billionaire telling you can't get a procedure done right now. How is it any different than what's happening right now to you?
Well, I'll tell you what's different, because it's much worse with private insurance.
Yes.
In private insurance, the fiduciary responsibility is not to you, the patient, the person who's it's getting taken out of your check to pay for this. It's to shareholders. And shareholders, it's much cheaper to let people unalive, to deny people care until they are alive. They have no vested legal, financial, or other interest in you surviving in any way. Period. Nope.
That's what I always say. Like, the primary goal of insurance is to deny claims. That's the primary goal of private insurance, is to deny claims.
Everyone knows someone who has been a claims adjuster. It is the most brutal, like, it's cruel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Medicare and Medicaid, hold on. So Medicare and Medicaid was supposed to fix all, then Obamacare. Why are we worse off? Because Obamacare was stripped of its ability to bring in a like nationalized type of system, right? That tax penalty that everybody was like, oh my God, I can't do this tax penalty. That was, okay, you don't have to have health insurance if you don't think you need it, but other people do. So to ensure that people can get care and you want to be a part of society, we're going to put a tax incentive there. And all of you were like, no, we can't do that. So they got rid of that tax penalty, right? They got rid of that tax penalty, and that tax penalty directly affected the amount of money that it was going to cost the individual person to get health care through the marketplace, because now they had to make up that shortfall by charging you more in the marketplace instead of spreading out what it would cost for one person to have health care across 300 million people. It was then spread out across 10 million people.
Oh,
and you see how...
Well, that and like when Tom Tillis on Sunday and I was on the House floor, doing the most woke thing he ever did, which still like Tom Tillis is a lot like John McCain. Listen, in Arizona, John McCain is our, we love John McCain. No one speaks ill of John McCain, but John McCain didn't always have the best ideas to say about what, women's healthcare, things like that, like they were old Republican, they're real conservatives, whatever. But Tom Tillis in his, this is my moment to be woke, tries to blame Obama, as it implies Obama lied about the Affordable Care Act. No, what happened was the Affordable Care Act, exactly what you said, was a version. Every developed country in the world has universal health care. There's many different types, many different versions, right? Mm-hmm. You can change it after you start to streamline it. Different things work for different countries, but it was universal healthcare. It was collective bargaining for 350 million, or 30, whatever we're at now, 370 million people are actually in population decline. I don't know what the population is anymore, but you know what I'm saying? And what happened was that bill went through Congress and the conservatives chopped it up. It was basically unrecognizable when it came out. Mm-hmm. And then Tom Tillis is on the Senate floor being like, well, they said you could keep your doctor if you wanted to. Yeah, well, you could have before you guys chopped that bill up and the lobbyists made that bill unrecognizable. Yeah, you could have.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like this, I just need, the United States of America spends more money on healthcare than any other nation. Any other nation. By a lot. Like it's not even close. It's not even close. And there is no metric anywhere that says that the United States of America has better healthcare than any other nation. None. Right? The things that we're number one in. The things we're number one in, infant mortality, maternal mortality, right? We've got those. We got those on lockdown. Killing it there. We're dead last when it comes to life expectancy of all nations of similar
falling
GDP sizes.
Fast. Like we're in a downward trend.
But hey, you know what? We should just keep doing the same fucking thing because you all don't understand how words work. I saw a thing today that was like Republicans are going to usher in fascism because they fear socialism because they don't understand the definition of either word.
You guys are saying most prisoners. That was true until not by rate, right? Not per capita anymore. I think Bukele actually came in and topped us like per hundred. When I say rate, like per 100,000, we had like 25. Well, in just number, I think we have like 20, like up high 20% of the world's prisoners.
Yeah.
Like we have them all. Like they're all, but then, and Bukele is like, no, wait, I can imprison a greater percentage of my population.
Do it better than you.
Yeah. We can't print. I have so many things to talk about, but let's do
Cindy asked when the cuts will take effect. So here's the thing. It passed in the Senate, but because the Senate made changes to the bill that came from the House, it has to go back to the House for another vote. The last I heard was that they're trying to put a vote on the floor tomorrow for the Senate's version of this bill. Will it pass? I don't know. I have absolutely no faith in Republicans to actually stand for anything. Again, this bill is upside down in the polls, right? Like it's negative 20 points in like every poll when it comes to popularity, right? Like it's so wildly unpopular across the board. Like, I don't think there's a single poll that shows that anybody in this country is excited about this bill. I don't think there's a single poll.
Seen anything like it. Actually, and I was saying this, like, and this is the thing. It's fascinating to watch MAGA, like, because they're in cognitive dissonance, so they don't know what to do. But, the real far right, Steve Bannon, they are attacking this bill as much as
Yeah.
the far left is.
Yeah.
Like, that's why this bill is so unpopular. It's coming from all sides, right? And even like Steve Bannon and I agree on very few things, but Steve Bannon said, and this was it's ironic, what Steve Bannon said we should be doing is exactly what was in Kamala Harris's budget, right? Extend the TCJ tax cuts for the middle class, right? But we cannot extend them for corporations and for the rich. Like, it's just not possible. The math doesn't math. Like,
real quick, I want to shout out to my mods who are down there putting in the work. I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here and doing your thing. W in the chat for the mods. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them. I want to apologize for the prolonged absence. It's been a pretty wild few weeks. So trying to get back on more of a schedule. I'm probably going to have to start doing the lives in the afternoon just because of the way that things are starting to fall now. So I got to figure that out. But on top of that, if y'all could keep tapping that screen, sharing the live out, I appreciate all of y'all being here, and hanging out with us and talking about the downfall of this country.
Best part about America is the people, and we're all in this, right? Like, and the best part about TikTok, like, there's so many bad things about the internet, but also the most beautiful time is like when we get to spend time together like this. Not to be weird, but like the only way we're all going to make it through this, like, madness is together.
The real fall of democracy was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, isn't that so sweet? Listen to okay, so this is Harry Enton. This is CNN. Like, this is the guy that does the numbers on CNN. This is the polling around the big, beautiful bill. I just like his like how he explains things. Why are we not playing?
How do Americans feel about the big, beautiful bill?
Yeah, if we're talking about adjectives, how about they think it's awful? They think it's horrible, and to quote our colleague Charles Barkley, terrible, terrible, terrible. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at the net favorable rating on the big, beautiful bill. I don't just got one poll for you, Omar. I got 5 of them, and the net favorable rating, minus 19 points, Washington Post, minus 20 points, Pew Research Center, Fox, minus 21, Quinnipiac University, minus 26, KFF, minus 29. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know that when the net favorable rating of your bill is somewhere between minus 19 and minus 29 points, that it is not a positive bill as viewed by the American public. The American public at this particular point hate the big, beautiful bill. As far as they're concerned, it's not a big, beautiful bill. It's a big, bad bill.
I like his drama. I like the way, but I mean, them's the number. I mean, and then there's a new Fox poll that's even worse. It's fascinating to watch Fox people on Fox. They hate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. That's the thing. I have yet to find anybody that's not still running around in their red hat and doesn't have Charlie and Kirk in their name that is excited about this bill. I don't know anybody that is excited about this bill. There is so much bad that's in this bill that even if there is anything good in it, it's going to be a net negative overall. Like it doesn't, well, Matt, it's got this in it and that's good. Great. It's also got all of this terrible did you ever watch The Tudors?
Yes. Okay, don't get me started on a period piece.
Yeah, no. So you know the scene where he's like, well, I can find a priest that says that this is fine. And she's like, for every priest that says it's fine, I'll find you 1,000 that say it isn't. That's how I feel about this. For every good thing you find in this bill, I'll find you 1,000 things that are terrible. Like, that's what this is. Are there good things in the bill? Sure, there are things that could possibly help people, but it's going to come at the cost of millions of people's lives. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? I just, oh my God, this whole thing is just, nobody likes this bill. Nobody. Nobody likes this bill. And yet here Republicans are talking about this victory for the American people. We listen to our constituents. We want to do what's good for America first. And America is telling you this bill sucks. Fucking stop. But no, we're going to just keep pushing it through because this is what Donald Trump wants. It's not what America wants. It's what Donald Trump wants. That's what this is.
And it's late stage capitalism. The rich don't want to feel, just as someone who has a history degree, right? The rhythm of this is the decline of the American empire. The same thing happened in the Roman Empire. But when you study history, you just take a test and you're like, oh, the Roman Empire fell in this year. No, it didn't. It takes hundreds of years. Time. Yeah. It's disgusting, awful decline. And that's what we're in. And the rich are like, I don't want to feel the pains of late stage capitalism. So we have to have a massive transfer of wealth to the top of the economy, and also to clamp down on power, right? Because things are only getting worse from here. And they're saying F democracy. And I mean, if you don't understand they're saying that, they're saying now things are going to get ugly and we can no longer even pretend. Because I think there's a lot of us that are like, is this democracy, or are we doing like a kabuki theater of what democracy could be like? But now they're like, no time to even pretend anymore. We just got to clamp down on authoritarian power.
Well, and let's talk about the authoritarian thing real quick, because a memo went out about 8 days ago from the Department of Justice saying that they are now going to be prioritizing denaturalization hearings, right? So if you're somebody that is a naturalized citizen, right? If you're a naturalized citizen, meaning that you immigrated here and applied for your citizenship and you got it, right? And you messed up on that form anywhere, that'll be grounds to revoke your citizenship. If you have any kind of a record, that will be grounds for revoking your citizenship. And why are they doing this? Well, they're doing this because Joseph Goebbels Jr., Stephen Miller, right, has put this arbitrary number of 3,000 ICE arrests per day out to Border Patrol. And there's not enough people to do that are here undocumented. So what are they going to have to start doing? They're going to have to start going after people that are naturalized citizens and finding any reason to strip them of their citizenship so that they can be deported.
I'm practicing breathing. The last time, 2 weeks ago when I was on your podcast, everyone said I was talking too much. So I changed my ADHD medication. See, look at me go. Let's see how I'm pausing. I'm doing this for everyone in the chat. But also because, I could start screaming right now. Yeah. And I don't want to go too deep down into that Supreme Court ruling about the birthright citizenship. But the real issue here is that that ruling the Supreme Court handed down has nothing to do with birthright citizenship. They can't rule on that because everyone knows that is a violation of the Constitution, right? Yes. What they're doing is creating stall tactics saying, hey, we're going to make it harder or almost impossible for the federal judiciary to limit the power of the executive branch. That's essentially what they're saying. Even though we know that what he's doing is unconstitutional, we're going to make it impossible for them to stop. Not only that, but to disempower themselves.
Yeah.
In the process.
No, and that's the whole thing, right? So again, I said this downfall started when the Supreme Court ruled that a president has absolute immunity for official acts of the presidency, right? And then didn't define what official acts were, right? That was the beginning of the end of the United States of America. Okay. And here's where it gets worse, because now on top of the president having absolute immunity for official acts of the office, now the courts are not able to enact nationwide injunctions against things that are deemed unconstitutional. right? So just like what Felice said, we give the president absolute authority to do whatever he wants, and then we strip the checks and balances from the courts. I mean, that's literally what just happened.
And we create a patchwork of immigration and citizenship laws.
Yep.
Depending on what federal district court you fall under, maybe birthright citizenship is valid. Maybe it's not, right? It's just a patchwork. And hey, and it's also a stall tactic. Get as many, do whatever you want for as long as you can. You know what I mean? Until we have to rule on this.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like the thing is, you can't do a nationwide injunction. If you want to seek relief from something that is passed through the executive branch, you, the individual, have to sue the federal government yourself. You have to be explicitly named to seek relief. This isn't just everybody in the country gets it if it's deemed to be unconstitutional, which means, let me put this out there for all you 2A nut jobs, right? Let's say that Donald Trump and the Republicans lose control of fucking everything in 2028. Let's say they lose control of fucking everything. And a president comes in that says, you know what? Fuck the Second Amendment. Fuck the Second Amendment. There is no fucking sale of any firearms, and we're going and rounding shit up. Well, guess what, dumbass? You can't sue the federal government on behalf of the entire fucking nation. So while a court might be able to say that you, the person, or at best your area, are now exempt from this, it's not going to stop the United States government from going door to door in other fucking places and doing it. This is why I say you all are some of the most short-sighted, low-intelligence, smooth-brained troglodytes that have ever existed in the history of the world, because you can't see 2 steps ahead of anything. You can't see anything. And listen,
You record that so I can make that my phone ringer.
oh yeah, absolutely. And that's where I'm like, this is why you all are so dumb, because you love it. You love it when something like this is going in your favor, but you're going to cry like there is no fucking tomorrow the second the same system is used against you.
And think about it. Cause MAGA, I know, like you're trapped. I always use the analogy. MAGA to me appears to be, it's like they're trapped in a paper bag and they're frantically like pushing at the walls, but there's just one side of it is completely open and they could just walk out.
Yeah.
It's like, I want MAGA
It's
now.
that Far Side cartoon where the kid's going into the school for gifted children and it's a pole door and he's pushing on it. It's that. That's
and think about it. So MAGA, I know you have the attention span and brain capacity of children, but now so think about every time you've heard MAGA say in the last 6 months, since January 2025, because Trump tells MAGA what to think, right? They never had these thoughts before. And they're like, wait a minute. Why are there 600 kings and we should have a president who can do anything he wants? No, none of that's true. If you can read none of that is correct. No, there's not 600 kings, whatever. But when Biden was president, right? You guys on lives. I debated you. I watched you guys dance and cheer. Remember the nationwide injunctions that you guys cheered for? I don't know, student loan forgiveness. Remember that? The exact thing you guys are now saying when it's like, hey, it's harder for us to be racist. Like, and this is wrong. It's the same when it wedded your favor. Do you understand? Yep. All the things that you were like, this is awesome. It's going right for us. Remember the nationwide injunctions giving you control of women's bodies? Yep. And you guys were like, yeah, the federal judiciary is 100% right. Nailed it. I never heard there's 600 kings. We got to do something about this. And now you've set it up. So when the balance of power shifts, you're effed because your brains do not work.
No, they don't. They don't. You all, MAGA is some of the dumbest fucking people on the planet. And it's
people are like, why are you so mean? No, this is the nicest way I can say it.
Oh, I could say it nicer. I just don't want to because fuck all of you. Okay? Because fuck all of you. All right. This entire fucking nightmare scenario that this country has found itself in is linked to you all not actually prioritizing anybody but your fucking feelings. That's it. For the fuck your feelings crowd, you all vote on your feelings more than anything else. And it's fucking wild to me. It is fucking wild. There is not a single thing that you all can point to that has benefited the United States of America that you all are in support of that doesn't adversely affect and negatively affect a marginalized community in some way, shape, or form. There isn't. There's nothing. Nothing.
Alex in the comments said you would never say it to their face. Like, you must be new here. You must know nothing about either of us because that's literally one of my favorite hobbies.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it to anybody's face. You. Hi, I'm Matt. Nice to meet you.
You must have stumbled in here and are confused about where you're at.
Oh my God. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And I'm confused for the NRA crowd. When exactly does tyranny start for you all? Where does that?
No, Matt, you're going to have to use a smaller word.
Oh,
nope.
Bad guys start.
Tyranny, that's too big.
Tyranny's too big a word.
They don't know what that
means. Too many syllables.
Tears?
Tears? Are you talking about tears? I've got my liberal tears cup here. Is that what you're talking about? Fucking morons.
Tear any. Exactly.
Tear any?
Any tear?
No, I don't, any tear? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is absolutely fucking wild.
I am so much nicer than MAGAs. Can I just say, like, I would love for anyone to understand the amount of like THREATSs I get. I like for like me just saying, hey, MAGA, it seems like you can't read or do math, because I just don't think anyone, like I gave this analogy yesterday on my live when we were all very sad talking about how our like this bill was going to ruin our lives. This is the largest transfer of wealth in one bill in human history. Like it's like saying, it's like being in cognitive dissonance. And I was like, yesterday on my live, I was like, MAGA, it's time to Google Stockholm syndrome. You're starting to develop empathy for your captors. It's like if someone home invaded you and then the cops came and you're like, no, he didn't mean it. He promised that he's going to give me half. Like he said that he's going to give me half of the things he just stole from me. He loves me. He means it. It's kind of also the same way that you're following a man with blind loyalty who says women or men shouldn't wear makeup but has a full face of makeup on every day. It's kind of like it's those types of things that make us all wonder if your brain works or not. Men shouldn't be wearing makeup. I myself have more makeup on than possibly any man in human history, but let's not point that out.
You know, I do think that maybe Trump is like trying to channel those like 15th and 16th century French kings with like all white makeup and the big rosy cheeks and everything. And he's just doing it wrong because he doesn't understand anything. He's just dumb.
Yeah, it's like, you know, men are the inventor of heels. Insecure men in France. Like, you guys have no idea. Yeah.
Kings.
Short kings, literally short kings in the 17th century. That's what that was about. Quite literally short kings. That's actually really funny. You made a funny.
I did. I made a funny.
That's a good one. We're going to have to laugh so we don't cry. That's the theme of every live I do. Let's all laugh and so we don't cry.
I mean, that's
and then we cry anyways.
Yeah, you know.
No, did you see Trump at Alligator Alley prison today?
No,
Do you know what Alligator Alley is? Okay, for all the people who never lived in
Alligator
Florida.
Alcatraz is what.
Alligator Alley is the freeway when you driving between Miami and Tampa. They call it, and you would see like the alligators like lining the fence. You could see them like trying. Yeah, and they're now. Trump went there today and gave another idiotic speech. Imagine following like Orange Grandpa. Like he's the guy you're like, oh my God, he's talking again. This is so embarrassing. And MAGA's like, Bible. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed that speech. Not a thing wrong with it.
You know what? I like that. We need to stop. The right is calling it Alligator Alcatraz, and we need to stop calling it that. We need to call it Alligator Auschwitz because that's what it is.
Also, it's called indigenous lands that were eminently domained and stolen. Oh my God, I just can't. I cannot.
Yeah. It's.
Know that they set that place up in like a month. Like what kind of place is that?
Oh, it's fenced in and there's tents. Like that's all it's going to be.
We were Arizona. We were the originators of Tent City in like the 117-degree desert. Like, we had to close it. Human rights violation. Surprise.
Yeah, but hey, guess what? That's not going to happen now because we just defanged the entire judiciary. So,
Well, not just that. Oh, yeah. And when along the line of logic, about we defang the judiciary, and MAG is like, no, you were cheering the nationwide injunctions when they were about races, when they were about like gerrymandering maps, when they were about taking women's ability to make decisions about their own bodies. You loved them then. So just know if the power balance ever shifts again and you guys no longer empower the federal government, you have set up a precedent that we can run roughshod over you and do anything we want. And not just there, but in Congress, right? This fake math, right? Instead of using the legal baseline, we're now using the policy baseline, which is made up fake math. They've now set up a world in which we can pass universal health care through reconciliation. Exactly what just happened. Reconciliation is about balancing, it's supposed to be about actual accounting, but they're using fake math to do it. Republicans have left a precedent that anything we want to do when we get back into power, we just use their own fake math invented by Senator Flip-Flop Lindsey Graham, and we can do anything we want. And that's how not smart MAGA truly is.
Yeah. Your ability for foresight is astonishing. Like it's unparalleled. Your all's ability to think ahead. They have no there's no past, there's no future for MAGA, right? Like they're like ants with like 24-hour lives. It's fascinating to watch. Yeah, oh my God.
They're not. Rosie said they're not planning on leaving. That's the question mark. Just is Trump going to leave? Yeah. New wars, MAGA. Remember that? Like, who are you guys anymore?
Yeah. They're MAGA. I mean, they're Trump cultists. I mean, I mean, call it what you want, but like they're Trump cultists. Like whatever Donald Trump says, that's what they're going to go with. Whatever Donald Trump says. Not a single one of them has the ability to think for themselves. Not a single fucking person walking around with a red "Make America Great Again" hat on right now.
Too.
Yeah, every single one of you are terrified to think for yourself. Every single one of you, and it shows because anything that is happening right now that would have happened under any other president, you'd be losing your fucking minds. But because Donald Trump said it. Oh, and hey, real quick, let me just plug this out there. Make sure you get your Donald Trump fucking fragrance. Okay.
I was going to send you the screenshot of that. I literally have the screenshot of my phone. Matt, I took a screenshot. Oh my God. Let's see if I can put it up on in my background.
make sure you get your Donald Trump fragrance.
Here it is, people.
I want to start an over under before somebody shows
Do you
up in the
understand?
ER with that up their
Everybody.
butt.
No, wait. But besides, forget that. By all accounts, people in his cabinet at his first term, everyone that's been around him says that he smells. And I'm not even saying this just like hot garbage. Like it's physically impossible to be near him. And now today, this morning, he's now trying to bottle that smell and sell it to the rest of us.
Yeah. Make sure you get your Victory Trump fucking golden statue. My God.
He always wanted an Emmy. Is that what this is? Is this his own Oscar? What?
Yes. He's like, I'm never going to win an Oscar, so I'm just going to make one and sell it. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Is that there are so many fucking Trump supporters that have probably gone out. I guarantee you this is sold out.
The last money right before this bill literally takes their children's livelihood. They're like, with my last cents, I will buy, if someone said snake oil, literally I'll buy a bottle of snake oil.
I guarantee you that shit is sold out already. Guarantee you.
I feel bad for MAGA.
I don't. Fuck them. Bankrupt your family. I don't give a shit anymore. Lose your house. Lose your car. I truly could not care less. I could
You know what
not
it is,
care
though?
less.
It's the children. Like, as a teacher and also as someone who was raised by parents that were wildly out of control,
their
and
children away
I
from
was like
them.
along for a crazy ride I had no control of. I just feel for the kids
Take
who are
the kids away from
trapped.
them.
Well, yeah,
Take the kids away from them. I mean, you can't. You spent your last fucking dime on some Trump diaper cologne instead of paying your fucking bills. Then you don't deserve to have your kids. Like, get the fuck out. Like, sorry, you gone.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you. They're not good.
Like, here's the thing. I don't give two shits about anybody that's still running around with a fucking MAGA hat on.
Someone said it's $250. This is like we're like at Tom Ford level.
Hold on. What is it?
I don't know. Someone in the comments said it's $250. I didn't know if that was a joke, but if it is $250, it's the smell of like orange tanner and old man sweat.
All right, hold on. Holy shit!
It's 200. I can't.
It's
the grift is real.
$250 fucking dollars.
That's what you're getting for Christmas, Matt.
Jesus Christ! $250 fucking dollars? Are you serious? Holy shit.
He thinks he's Tom Ford. We're like getting into actual perfume, like actual.
Oh my God. That is insane. Listen, I knew the grift was fucking crazy. I was not prepared for $250 for the Victory 47 perfume and cologne.
Can you imagine if Biden put out a cologne, what they would have said? You guys, that's what just the zero self-awareness, the delusion, that the answer is he's a businessman. Well, it's a violation of the emoluments. The constitutional violations. This man is accumulating wealth while in office, grifting, taking bribes. You guys are just like, hey, he just wants me to buy some cologne. It's like, and then they're like, but what about Hunter Biden? I just can't do it anymore. Like,
yeah.
And you robbed yourselves. That's the point. If it was like in some way there was like a carve out for all the dumb MAGA supporters. Hey, this isn't going to affect your lives, but you voted to F yourself. That's my favorite thing when MAGA gets on a live and they're like, we won, get over it. You lost.
Great. MAGA,
mathematically,
get your
financially,
ass out there and support your boy. Buy as many of these $250 fucking colognes and perfumes as you can. Just fucking get out there. Fucking go and do it. Jesus Christ. But hey, if you buy two, you'll save $100.
Is that what it says?
Buy two, save $100.
I want to quit life. just like filling them up in a toilet.
You can buy 2 for $400 instead of $500.
What a deal in this economy.
Fucking deal.
Well, I'm sure it came from China too, like where you're probably paying for some tariffs. Of course it came from China. You think that's being manufactured in America? Come on.
I want to see like.
For doing that. Yeah. While you're looking that up, this is actually a good opportunity to say something else that's really bothering me. Like I suggest everyone look up this article. It's called, ew, what's happening? Stop it, Mac. Sorry, I'm just pulling up. It's called, this is a New York Times article that came out, either yesterday or early this morning. It's called Why Factories Are Having Trouble Filling Nearly 400,000 Open Jobs. Like not only is Trump killing manufacturing jobs, but that the ones that are available, no one has the skills to occupy or wants to. I'm fascinated by watching Trump in every way cripple the manufacturing industry. Well, MAGA's like, he's bringing jobs back. Let me help you guys with some real math. You were sitting there? You literally disappeared for a second. Did you get up or were you there the whole
No, I was here the whole time.
That was like a magic trick. It was like you weren't there and then you were. But I mean, truly, in Trump's first term, he saved 1,000 manufacturing jobs in Pittsburgh, and he lost a net total of 75,000 manufacturing jobs. He lost 75 times the manufacturing jobs he created, and were just with targeted tariffs. Like he is killing off manufacturing with the steel and aluminum tariffs, period, and then also through the way our society is formed, making it impossible to fill jobs these manufacturers need to run factories. Yeah, exactly, Jaden. I forgot. I'm sorry, but it's probably Hunter Biden's laptop. You're right. It's not his fault. It probably has something to do with Hunter Biden's laptop in the end. I forget that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So here, all right. So this is one thing that I love about AI is its ability to scrub through information quickly and pull out what you need, right? So I just asked ChatGPT to scrub through the terms of service on the Trump fragrance website and ask where the cologne is made, right? Here's what we got. The cologne is made and distributed by 45 Footwear LLC. Okay.
So it's from Temu.
So this is what I said. So I highlighted 45 Footwear LLC. I was like, can you tell me about this? The site confirms the cologne is not designed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by Trump or the Trump organization. Instead, it's produced under a licensing contract.
He licenses his name. Yeah.
Yeah. 45. But here's something fun. 45 Footwear LLC operates under this license from CIC Ventures LLC, which is a Trump family entity. But the specifics of who actually manufactures the fragrance and where it's produced are not disclosed.
Let me help you with not you personally, but I mean MAGA. Like if in fact Trump was manufacturing anything in the US, we would know because he would be like, made in the USA, God bless America.
Factory location, country of origin, or manufacturing partners are not disclosed in any public documents.
Now I'm going to make it my point to figure that. I love mysteries. I was a researcher in college. I'm very good.
Oh, and then of course.
Well, it's like that's the same company that produces the shoes, which we know those shoes, like the base of the shoe, the gold shoe comes from Temu.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm still fucking at a loss that this is $250 goddamn dollars. That is insane to me. But hey, you know what? MAGA, get your ass out there and spend every fucking last dime that you've got on perfume and cologne with a little butt plug of Donald Trump. It's got a flared base.
Did you just say that for a second? I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, it's got a flared base. It should be fine.
I can't.
I mean, it does. It should be fine. You know? So, I mean, It's probably
whoever, I want to
plastic,
know how
so I
many
would be
units he
careful.
sells of that. I want to know, I'm going to make it my point to know how many people that are in cognitive dissonance are going to invest in $250 bottle of whatever that smells like.
I mean, again, I just want to know how many people are going to start showing up at the ER where the little Trump statue has broken off inside of them. Because you know that this is just cheap ass plastic that's spray painted gold, right? Like this isn't.
It's for sure plastic. Oh yeah.
So you know that this shit is gonna be breaking off in some people.
Implying that they're going to use them as to pleasure themselves in some way.
Right.
Maybe if you really think about it, maybe Trump touched them, and you could really get off on it, MAGA.
Look,
you never know.
No, I'm not here to yuck your yum, MAGA. I'm just saying be careful.
Exactly, because it's really healthcare is really the ER is about to be really busy. So when you need to show up,
when those rural hospitals are all closed down, and you all have to drive an hour with Donald Trump stuck up your ass.
Quite literally, that's their dream, though.
Y'all are taking fuck Donald Trump to a whole new level.
I know we didn't mean it really. It wasn't literal, but you go. We almost have Matt to 200K. Let's get those fingers tapping. We can control so little, but we can all get a tap for Matt. That sounds weird. I take that back. I take it back, especially along the line of
we'll
conversation.
Believe anything? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking at the website. It's $250. That's what it says.
An investment, exactly. It's going to appreciate in value.
It's gonna, it's like a house. It's like a house. It's gonna, you make a couple of upgrades to the bottle, and it's just gonna keep going. It's a collector's item.
Probably pure gold. That bottle. It's probably pure gold. It's actually the weight of the gold.
Does this say anything about the limited edition?
Not free shipping. I'm sure you have to pay for shipping.
Oh wait. No, it says free shipping.
Oh, that's nice. Probably because he's got the post office for doing it for free. I dare someone to buy a bottle of this and do a live. Hold on. Spraying it on people. Oh my God. Should we get a bottle and go on the street and try to spritz it on people?
Let me just read this description to you all. Limited edition numbered collectible cologne celebrates President Trump's historic victory and upcoming inauguration. What? Upcoming inauguration?
The smell of oppression.
Featuring his iconic golden statue. I've never seen. Yeah. Victory 47. Oh, here we go. Blends rich masculine notes with a refined, lasting finish. For men who lead with strength, confidence, and purpose, this is more than a cologne. It's a celebration of resilience and success.
It'll help you cheat at golf too. No one will want to come near you. It'll be great when you're trying to kick your ball those extra feet back out to the green.
Oh my God, this is
a nightmare. You can't. It's a nightmare. It's fine. Should we all just cry? We could all just sit here for 2 minutes and everyone just.
No, I hope so many. You know what I hope? This is what I hope. You saw the news story of the husband and wife that ordered one of those Trump watches, and on the face of it came, but there was a miss, and it just said rump. It didn't have the T on it. It just said rump.
I did. I read about it. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I hope that there is something misspelled and wrong with every fucking bottle of these that they sell. I hope that it's packaged so goddamn poorly that his head is broken off in the box and shit.
First, it's going to be chipped, it's going to be the spray paint's going to be cutting off when you get it. Can you imagine? Are people, he probably has influencers who are going to have to do paid commercials for it online.
Do you think Laura Loomer's already got some?
Sign up? Is it going to be on TikTok Shop? Because I would like to do an advertisement.
Laura Loomer eating dog food the other day?
What?
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, but I mean.
she was on her podcast thing or whatever, and she was like, "This is human grade, and I'm gonna show you," and then like pulled out a fucking treat from this dog bag treat and just started eating some of it. I was like, "You are so goddamn fucking crazy."
You can eat some dog food. Dogs can have sugar. I'm just saying, but not like, I'm saying from like LA bakeries, like where they're making like fresh things like that just don't have sugar so they won't hurt dogs.
Oh my God. Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer, but that's very, I was going to say that's.
Yeah. I was watching this.
Well,
and I was like,
as long as she's not unaliving the dogs like Christy, as long as she's not dragging them to a gravel pit for their final resting place.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then she had the audacity to say that Mamdani was gross for eating with his hands. I'm like, bitch, you just ate dog food on air, like live to your dozens of viewers.
And go get some more fill. Like, I can't. It's just.
Oh my God.
It's just the delusion. And that's how you know, by the way, Mamdani needs to be careful, right? That man is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, we don't need to get into it, but yeah, he should be very worried how much he's bothering everyone, right? And not just bothering like the MAGAs whose brains don't work, but people with money, right? Like he's about to. I mean, he has a lot of great ideas, but also is a capitalist. Like he also, I mean, the free markets will reign in New York. Like everything's fine. He just has a lot of good ideas. If you've ever lived in New York, like his ideas for the bus system and for, getting money to schools and everything. I mean, brilliant stuff. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant, man.
Yep. No, it's establishment Democrats that are freaking out. He had anyone
that cares, moderates, the insider traders, like,
listen, Mamdani was able to do something that no other Democrat has been able to do. And that was getting 18 to 34-year-olds out en masse to vote for him.
I have a graph. Listen, I didn't get to this because I already was live for 4 hours yesterday. I was about to preach about this. Like, here, I think I have a graph that overlays the registered Democrats in New York and then like the turnout. Yeah. Here, let me, I think this is the actual registered Democrats versus the turnout. Like what happened was these are the 18 to 35-year-olds. That's how many were registered Democrats in the blue. And that's how many turned out and voted. No one has ever I mean, when I say this is mathematically impossible, what happened in that election is almost like that man, he's Malcolm X. Like, I mean, it's that much power. Yeah. Like that guy is moving people in a place where you're so desensitized in New York City. Like you see someone just get unalived in front of you and that's your lunch break. Right. Go back to work. Like nothing happened. Like, and these people are, I mean, it's mathematically impossible. The support that man has. Yeah. And that is terrifying the establishment. Because listen, Democrats have been trying to figure out how to get 18 to 34-year-olds out to vote for decades. And they're dumb. Like people are like, here's what we want. And they were like, oh, okay. Well, how about this instead? And Mamdani was like, or we just talk about what you all want. And they were like, oh, dope. Cool. And they showed the fuck up. It's weird that it's literally that simple. It's that goddamn simple. Like, so there used to be a law and it's escaping me what it's called, but someone can look it up. I think it was repealed again by conservatives. Every bad thing happened around the time of Reagan, right? Where grocery stores, right? Like there were rules around wholesaling. Like if you were an individual, notice how there's no mom and pop grocery stores. They don't exist. They've all been bought up by Kroger, huge conglomerates. It used to be that there was a federal law that wholesalers could not overcharge, right? Single mom and pop grocers and then give these deep discounts to places like Walmart that have 7,000 locations or whatever. And when the Republicans successfully repealed that, everyone went out of business. And what Mamdani is talking about is using the reserves of money, the budget that's available to the mayor of New York City to have like state subsidized grocery stores in New York City. And you just can't understand how much an apple is in New York City. And and he's going to subsidize these grocery stores and control the prices. I mean, And the math is mathing in a way I've never seen. He has money left over, like that budget. I know why those 18 to 35-year-olds in New York, that speaks to them.
They want to be able to afford to live there.
They want to eat and stay. Exactly. Stay where they grew up.
Yeah. They want to be able to afford to live there. And that's what he campaigned on. That's what he ran on. He was like, we need to get this cost of living crisis in this city under control. And there's a very simple way to do it. We just make the rich actually pay their share into the city taxes. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy, right? Weird. And of course, all of these millionaires and billionaires are like, well, we'll leave New York City then. We're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I know you won't, but
no, you won't.
No, you won't, but okay, bye.
But okay, bye.
Love Mom Donnie. Like his speeches when he spoke when Ross Baraka was arrested, I was playing like his speech on my live and we all were like crying. Like 600 people were like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, he's running for governor. And it's like, man, I've never seen Trump so scared. I mean, when Trump will talk about someone, and I love how like old people on Fox still think communist is a like. Yeah, people have Google now and can figure out that doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yep.
Like what Trump wants people to believe communism is what Trump is trying to do. An authoritarian takeover where the wealth is concentrated at the top of the economy.
Yep.
Can I tell you something else?
Huh.
Oh, well, it's about immigration. Or it's not like so, but I just want to say this. I just want to call people, as long as we're dragging Trump, well, I mean, that's pretty much what we always do. But there are these amazing investigative pieces that are coming out, which I think we already respected, but it's about what Trump's deal, which our tax dollars are involved in this. We're paying for Trump to be bribing Bukele and these concentration camps. Thank you. I need to hydrate. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for that gift. That was cool. But here, the New York Times started this series of articles, which I suggest everyone look into. This one's called, Why is Trump Returning MS-13 Leaders to El Salvador? 5 Takeaways from the Times investigation. And this is meant, a lot of people are now starting to report on this. Bukele, in fact, has a deal with MS-13 that involves Trump, that Trump instead, and let me tell you something, if you look back in the history of the United States, that's why this is all very confusing, right? Where if someone is committing horrific crimes on U.S. soil, victimizing women, right? Unaliving people, selling illicit substances, trafficking, racketeering, extortion, you are tried on U.S. soil. Look up the Zetas if you want one of the best. I think it's called the Cowboy Cartel. It's about the Zetas laundering money through the quarter horse racing in Texas. It's on Apple Plus. But we try these people on U.S. soil. You don't get to leave when you terrorize, steal, unalive dozens of people on U.S. soil. You face a jury and people get justice on U.S. soil. And Trump is disappearing just quietly mailing them back to El Salvador. And they are bribed. There's a deal between Bukele and Trump to return them. And Bukele is, as we all know, in league with these people and just lets them free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything, and MAGA's like, yeah, we're cracking down on MS-13. You're showing up to elementary schools and arresting kids with cancer. You guys are embarrassments.
You're showing up. ICE is showing up at mandated immigration court appearances. I've been talking about this a lot because it pissed me off so much. Are you familiar with the Syed Nasser case out of San Diego?
I know the name, and probably not as well as you, but I know what you're talking about.
He was an Afghanistan translator, helped the U.S. military while we were over there. Yep.
I think I have this clip where he's in the hallway. Yes. Yeah. Awful.
And I just want to make sure that everybody understands how, again, fucking MAGA not being able to look 2 steps down from what they're doing right now. Okay. So Syed Nasser was an Afghanistan translator that volunteered to help the United States military while we were in Afghanistan, with translating and interpreting and everything, at great risk to himself and his family. I think his father was killed by the Taliban. His brother was kidnapped by the Taliban. And so like his family is in hiding somewhere, and, you know, he refuses to say where because they're at risk because of the Taliban now. And he, you know, kind of like smuggled himself out of Afghanistan and into the United States through a government approved program. He gets here because we had a fast track to refugee status for translators in Afghanistan because of the danger that the Taliban posed to them, for helping us. He gets here and he's doing his mandated, you know, pre-scheduled, refugee status court appearances, and ICE picks him up outside of his court appearance, and puts him in a detention center. Why is this? Why am I've been focused on this for a few days now. And the reason is because why would anybody anywhere in the world assist the United States ever again if the way that we're going to treat those that helped us get thrown in a jail cell when they get into the United States? Why would anyone say, yeah, sure, I'll help you, knowing that when they come here to the United States, they're going to get thrown in a fucking jail cell? Right? Why would anybody help us ever again? And this is where that foresight, that like, let's think this through to its logical conclusion here. You're arresting people that supported the United States military at great risk and peril to them and their families. So why would anyone ever do it again? Why?
And not just that, like they're going to deport them.
Yeah.
To where for sure they will then be unalived.
Yes.
Not just deport them, but make that country aware of who they are, what they've done, you know, and so then they can go find the rest of their family, right? Like,
Yep.
I was listening, and you probably know who they are, but I think it's an ex-Marine. It's a guy who does a podcast, and he talks about how, like, if you spent time in Afghanistan, you get these calls, and it will be like, you know, the Afghani interpreters or other Afghani people that you had worked with, and they're calling you like terrified, right? Like, cause they want help and they want help to get out of the country. And you listen to them like sit in silence and like cry with them because they don't know what to do. And like everyone don't get me wrong. The US has let a lot of people hang to dry in a lot of countries, but we've pulled out.
This Afghanistan translator program that was supposed to fast track people to the U.S. There was something like 10 or we were supposed to be able to like do something like 10 or 13,000, you know, a year or whatnot, pulling interpreters and their families out of harm's way there. And I think the last time that I checked, we had done like 20 people total since we left
That's
Afghanistan.
too many.
Yeah.
For Trump.
Apparently, because Syed is arrested and thrown in a detention center for doing what he was supposed to do. It was absolutely fucking crazy. And so like the United States of America, we've literally always gone back on our word when people help us. You want to know the difference though? Because like we did the same thing to Vietnamese interpreters during the Vietnam War.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say, Vietnam.
We did the same that, but do you want to know what's different about the Vietnamese interpreters and what's happening now? Is that we're all connected now. All of us are connected across the planet, right? We all have a way of sharing information with one another everywhere. And so, you know, the world didn't learn its lesson about trusting the United States after the Vietnam War because the United States was able to control the flow of information about the Vietnam War. They can't do that now. They're trying. Oh boy, are they trying. But they can't do it. We are too connected as a global population to be able to do that. And so what you're going to see is all of these people that are going to hear about these stories about people coming and that have helped the United States getting arrested when they get here. And they'll be like, well, fuck, if they ever come here, I ain't helping them. I'll take my chances. Yeah, I can either risk getting thrown in a prison here in my home country or a prison there in the United States. Why the fuck would I help the United States?
Before it would be for like a hope of, hey, there's upward mobility there. Yeah. If I do this, maybe my family will have a better life. And look what we are now. Yeah. And the irony being, again, this is why, and people take it offense when I say MAGA can't do math. It's not that I'm like, it's literally the case, right? We are in gross population decline. Mm-hmm. Right. Remember when on Sunday night you just showed up for the last debate, but man, you dismantled. I needed that laugh. I've never laughed so hard. There was an unfortunate man who showed up cheering on Trump, no new wars Trump for, saying there's just rocks in the middle, all sorts of horrible things. And it was hilarious to listen to Matt dismantle him, but he's like, there's nothing in the middle. It's just rocks. And so we, even before Matt came, we're trying to talk to him like this was the center of civilization. And the reason there's nothing there anymore is because of the West, because of Western civilization, because of deals we made and went back on all of these things. We tried to take him through that. And then for some reason you mentioned Africa. I don't know if you remember. He's like, nothing's there either. Let's unalign, get rid of them all. And I'm like, you know what is there? The majority of the world's able-bodied workers by 2040, the only continent not in population decline. Yeah. Like if we are not willing as a country, and I'm saying this is for MAGA, to get past our racism, our economy will fail because we will not allow people who are not white to come here and work. Like you can decide how racist you want to be, but you are biting off your nose to spite your face.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. But I mean, again, this all goes back to, the fact that I put on my do not disturb and shit's still coming through.
I know. I have the same problem. Someone's screen name is Recovering Perfectionist. Oh my God. That's a good one. I have the same problem. Can I say, Jennifer, which by the way, Jennifer, you always have the funniest things. Thank you for the $5 of info. I think this is about what we were talking about, Trump's cologne. She said, proof of 45's teeny shroomy peen. If not true, there'd be MAGA dildos everywhere. You're welcome. Thank you. And if you don't know, in the corn industry, you can make molds of your lever and turn it into, that's a good point. Great point. And by all accounts, there's many women that have talked about that. It's not, it's apparently not great. Well, I don't want to bring up Jean Carroll because then that brings in the MAGA people who want to talk about how women just are pretending to be SA. But, the whole thing, the reason he wasn't found liable of rape versus SA, and I've read the court documents. If you don't believe this is real, go read them. It's that she was facing away from him when the assault happened, and it was so small, she's not sure if it was a finger or something different. That is, I swear to God, that it's in the court. These are primary resource. Don't blame me. Blame the court documents. And under New York state law, the way it's worded, like in a lot of other states, it doesn't matter what the penetration occurs with. It's great, but not under New York state law. So because of the fact she's like, it was really small, I don't know if it was a finger or something else. That's why. Just saying, MAGA. The guy, remember, no men should wear makeup. You got a guy who's wearing makeup.
It's lunchtime for a lot of people, so enjoy your lunch breaks.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I read court documents, and that's what it was.
Enjoy your lunch break.
She couldn't be sure. She could. Oh, Stormy too. Oh yeah, Stormy too. Definitely.
I would avoid the shiitake mushroom soup today.
I'm going to be sick. But I mean, I'm just saying that's why. Because people are always like, it's not grape, and they were cheering. I'm like, if only you guys could read it, you knew why.
Yeah.
It's much more tragic than you think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking wild. I don't even know where. I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much.
Should we go back to the bill? I mean, we could go back to the bill. There's so many things.
Let me see.
I'm depressed about the bill.
Oh my God, this bill.
Do they have time to debate the changes? That's what I mean. Are there going to be? Because they made amendments, and I saw John Thune's like, I hope that the House embraces our changes, which are deeper cuts to Medicaid.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 200 billion or 230 billion more cuts to Medicaid.
Yeah. They're having them read it right now. I was going to say, I know that they're trying to rush this through the House as quickly as possible.
Well, Trump made an artificial deadline of July 4th. It's fake. Like Tom Tillis is like, it's a cool fake deadline that means nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'll check the... Someone said, let's keep ripping on Trump. I could do that all day. I mean, he's a walking punchline. I can't even...
Oh, my God. He's just... DC is preparing for something. Yeah, probably 4th of July stuff. They're probably anticipating a lot of protests and shit over the weekend.
Oh, this is annoying me. I'll talk about this. Charlie Kirk's like, tariff revenues are skyrocketing, which we're talking about taxes we have to pay, right? Yeah. Like they're cheering on the fact that every time we have to buy something in the US, it's costing us all more money, that the middle class is being robbed, right? This is the opposite of a progressive tax. It's a regressive tax that disproportionately affects the poor, the middle class. And they're like, look, they're skyrocketing. I saw people, because I think people are accused about this, which actually, let me give people a sort, I'll say where I was reading, it's through a fact check, because I kept hearing Trump lie about tariff revenue. You know, Trump's always lying. And he was saying I know this comes as a shock to everyone, and everyone's shocked to hear me say that Trump cannot stop lying. And then when I hear him lying, I start looking up, and then I'm like, I guess I should figure out how much tariff revenue is coming in. And let me help you. And I think this is MAGA's problem. I've seen a lot of people, like scientists and stuff, try to use different clever methods to explain to MAGA the difference between a billion and like a trillion and how vast that is. Mm-hmm. We are talking about a deficit just signing on arbitrarily, not because there's a worldwide pandemic. We're going into a dangerous recession. And the lesson from the Great Depression was we have to use the fiat currency power we have and shove it straight into our economy to cut the recession off at the pass. No, just because Trump's a grifter, we're doing this, right? And 3.9 trillion where the deficit will be widened, blown out. I mean, if you would have told me this would happen, I never would have believed it. But I think I looked it up. The highest year of tariff revenue in 1 year, 2022, I think it was 102 billion. Thanks, Joe Biden. And let me pull this up. Yeah, this is a good fact check too, because Trump has been running around saying the same lie over and over, which is that he said basically in April and May that they had collected 88 billion in tariffs. Well, he said it also in March. He just keeps saying in 2 months, we made 98 billion in tariffs or weird things like that, which is, you know, how he is. He just keeps lying. Yeah, we've taken in 88 billion in tariffs in 2 months. So then I was like, I need to start learning how much we've taken in. But this is October to May. So understand October, November, December is still Joe Biden, but October to January
is still.
Yeah, and most of January. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you, Lisa. I love space, except for if Space Karen's there. Don't want to go to Mars with him. But so from October to May, which includes more than 3 months when Joe Biden was president, the federal government received 81.4 billion from tariffs. But here's let me do the month over month, the highest, and what they're talking about when they're celebrating this, which again, this is money taken out of our pockets. This is cost passed on to us. Yes. We have 22 billion less as consumers we could have spent on other things. Just, this is not something to cheer about, nor is it going to make up 3.9 trillion. I think MAGA doesn't have concept of how numbers are. That's like saying, oh, I found 10 cents in the couch. We owe $1 million to the bank. Is that good enough? No, it's not. But
you're a little short. You're a little short.
Here we go. So the U.S. got 22.2 billion from tariffs in May, and that's the record amount in 1 month. That's up 42% from 15.6 billion in tariff revenue in April. And I know MAGA's going to lose it here because they're like, that's great. Again, this is all of us being robbed. I'm listing the number, the billions of dollars that were stolen from us, right? Yeah. MAGA, you're always like, I don't want to be taxed without representation. This is Boston Tea Party time. This is it. Yes. This is the amount of money that has been stolen from all of us that our people in Congress did not approve. The only people that can tax us is Congress, who we sent as direct representatives. Yep. So this is the money that was stolen from us, and it's up 42%. 18.2 billion in March. Yeah, most revenue received was 102 billion in 2022. But again, none of that is going to outweigh the trillions in deficit. It's just another tax we're paying on top of everything else that we should.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's why the cuts to, again, there is no way to give the tax cuts that are in this bill without cutting Medicaid. There just isn't. There is no mathematical way to do it. And because again, you're not just going to not have that money, right? The money that you would be getting from, the top 1%, you got to make up that shortfall somewhere, right?
And
so where's it going to come from?
Cash register.
The easiest way to do that is by cutting Medicaid and Medicare. We could cut defense, but we're not going to do that. Defense is going up to $1 trillion. I was
going to say, they raised it. The Senate, from what the House proposed, they raised it.
Yeah. The Senate's, listen, the defense
not for veterans, not for Matt, not for Matt's healthcare.
I need you all to recognize something. The defense budget and the VA budget are two different things. Okay. They're not the same. So the defense budget has absolutely nothing to do with the VA budget. So the VA budget is going to get decreased, right? Because they got to make up this shortfall of tax revenue that's not going to be coming in anymore, right? I mean, that's what it is. They're going to have to make up that shortfall somewhere, and they're going to do it by cutting Medicaid, Medicare, veteran benefits. They're going to try to sell off public lands, which I think part of that was stripped from the Senate bill. I think some of that got taken out of the Senate bill. I'd have to go back and look, but
which part? Which thing?
The selling off of public lands.
Yeah, I think some of that, the Senate parliamentarian was like, this isn't part of reconciliation legally.
Yeah. So I
think he's going to find a way. Yeah, he'll figure it out.
They'll find a way to do it. But I think in the bill as it is right now, some of that got stripped out. Land sales. Yeah, they took that out. That's what I thought. I felt like I heard something saying that. And so, but they're going to make up that shortfall of the $980 billion in tax cuts. They got to make it up somewhere, because that's $980 billion that is now not going to be coming into the country, right? Into the coffers to fund programs. Well, if you can't fund programs, then you have to cancel programs, right? Or draw them back dramatically, right? That's again, you all hear tax cuts and think that it's always good. You think it's always good, but you don't think about what taxes do, or what they can do, or what they should do. They shouldn't be paying $1 trillion for a defense department in a time where the United States isn't at war. We shouldn't be paying $1 trillion, period, for our defense budget. Period. Whether we're at war or not. Right? Regardless. But we're not going to cut money from there, because If there's one thing that an authoritarian needs, it's a strong military, a strong, loyal military.
This is Trump's creepy military reform school dreams. Like Trump has been waiting for this forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. We are at war with our citizens right now because we have Marines and National Guardsmen occupying the city of Los Angeles still. So, I mean,
and here's the deal. Like, again, and we can get into this, and I'm fascinated by numbers and the economy and things. And I was reading just an article by this guy, man. I just want to say which economist, because I know I'm a woman. So if I don't say where I get my information, people are like, that's just a woman talking. She doesn't know. Don't worry. I was reading a white male speaking. His name is Jared Bernstein. He's the former chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. And they predict, right? And this has been going on a long time, but from June, this article was written on my birthday, June 16th, right? We're 3 to 6 months out from the full impact from the increases in prices in America in the consumer price index increasing, which would then lead to an increase of inflation due to tariffs. Like we haven't begun to see it because when the rumors of the tariffs hit, there was front loaded inventory, right? And because of that, people took out loans, loaded up front loaded inventory. We have not yet begun to see this baked into the pricing matrix. And so people are like, oh, like Trump's winning. Understand any tariff revenue collected that's instead of billionaires paying taxes, right? Instead of corporations paying taxes, we are blowing out the deficit. We have to make up 3.9 trillion. The tariffs aren't going to cut. I mean, it's not coming close. No, but it's just, again, us trying to pick up, the middle class trying to pick up more slack for rich people and corporations who aren't going to pay taxes. And one more thing is this. And Robert Reich, if you watch the People's Receipts, it's our de facto cult leader. He's the former labor secretary for Bill Clinton, and he's a professor at UC Berkeley, an economist, brilliant man. And one of my favorite pieces he's ever written is about how, during Eisenhower, thank you. Thank you for the gift. During Eisenhower, right? Trump loves Eisenhower when it comes, I'm not going to say the name because it's a slur, but right. Trump loves that Eisenhower was a racist guy and I'm just going to say the opposite. It's Operation Dry Front. Take those two words, think of what the opposite of that is. And as a Hispanic person, I'm not, and Trump's always like, I love Eisenhower. We're going to do just like he did and get the Hispanics out of here, right? He loves Eisenhower in that way. But the top marginal tax rate was 90% or above 90% for Eisenhower. He doesn't seem to love that. And what has happened is, we know trickle down economic. They're like, oh, just don't let them pay taxes. It will trickle down. We know we have 40 years of data that says everything has trickled up. But what has happened now, instead of that massive amounts of tax revenue that would come in from corporations and billionaires, what they're doing is they are loaning money to the federal government that we as Americans, they're not paying taxes like we are. Then they say, oh, America, you need to service your debt. Let me give you a loan and charge you interest. We are paying interest. That money should just be them paying their taxes. They're loaning us money to service our debt, and we have to pay interest on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, billionaires need another yacht. The yachts are like sugar gliders. They're, social creatures. If you have one, you have to have more than one because yachts need to be able to communicate with other yachts. So, you can't just have one. That's fair. It's
what if you run out of rosé on one yacht?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's inhumane to have just one yacht. They get lonely and depressed. So you have to have a yacht for your yacht. That way it's enrichment for the yachts. So if you
think of the yachts, Matt.
Yeah, think of the yachts, y'all. This shouldn't be a big surprise to y'all, but we need more yachts for billionaires. Cause these yachts are really depressed or something.
And have exactly, Gums. You can have the staff sleeping on your yacht. You need a
Yeah,
smaller
they need a
yacht
smaller
where
yacht
the
for your
help is
staff.
trailing
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, exactly.
On that yacht.
You know, yacht lives matter. Okay. So I just need you all to know.
Team orcas, those orcas in the Mediterranean that are
that's
seeking
what I'm saying.
yachts,
Like,
they've had it. Those orcas
yeah.
are like, I'm going to handle late stage capitalism myself.
This is yachts and prayers.
Yachts and prayers. And
Yachts and prayers, y'all. Yachts and prayers. Yeah.
Yahtzes. So what can we call them? Yahtzes. Oh my God. I think we should.
We should.
Nothing has ever made more sense
Yep.
in this moment. See, when you just ramble enough through ADHD, you actually come
Eventually
full
you get
circle.
somewhere
And
good.
yeah, it's like you have the best idea ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. This is
Yahtzes. I see what you did there. Oh God, I could do this for our yachts and chairs.
yachts and chairs, y'all. Yachts and chairs. Oh my God. This is
Jacqueline, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. She said, for slaying the maggots one day at a time. Thank you. Thank you. It's our hard
Faith,
job.
I'm okay. I'm okay. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. Faith is like nudging at my leg. You're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm good.
Is everything okay? No, the world
I mean, the world's on fire.
is falling apart.
We're all going to, hospitals
May
are going
not
to close. People are
be
going to
able
die.
to
but-
afford that. What is that blue food? My cat only eats the most expensive. What is it called? The food blue something. It's named after that family's dog. Like it costs so much money. What is that pet food? It ends in blue. I'm missing the first word. Someone knows
buffalo?
what I'm talking about. But no, it's like
Blue buffalo?
blue buffalo. Yes, that's God. My cat will not eat anything or a rotisserie chicken. I have to have delivered every day. That's like Mr. Mittens is living the good life.
Clearly, I just need to be a cat for somebody. Because apparently, if I can just get rotisserie chicken delivered every night, and that's my food.
Want your cat to be angry at you. You don't.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, cats are always angry at you.
They're up
but-
to something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mittens is great. Mr. Mittens is good. I'm in Denver right now. I just had a little bit of a the 24-hour news cycle got to me. Mr. Mittens is fine and he's doing well. I mean, he's 20 years old, so he's my longest for all the MAGAs that say can't be in a long-term relationship. Joke's on you. I've had a male cat for 20 years. His name's Mr. Mittens. Get on him hand and foot. He has 3 cat trees. He has like 6 cat beds.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, he's living the good life.
He's black. Meg is going to hate that. And he's
shit.
black.
You lost him. You lost
No,
Meg.
they're like, never
You lost-
mind.
no,
Never
no,
mind.
we're out. We're
there
out.
goes the Christian nationalists. They're like, what?
We're out. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
God, you seem frustrated. I mean, you seem over it. That makes me feel, I always like when I level set with you. I'm like, okay, I'm not the only person. I'm always like, am I losing my mind or is the world falling apart?
No, the world is falling apart.
Okay, let me read this to you. No one panic. It's not going to sound good, but I'm just going to read something Trump posted. Because of the violence and criminality, again, here comes a Joe Biden. This is his justification for the concentration camps he's creating, particularly Alligator, Auschwitz. Because of the violence and criminality I've seen due to the open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden. Again, no immigration law has changed for decades, but I mean, I guess if you believe the man that says no one should wear makeup or wears makeup every day, whatever, and particularly allowing millions of people into our country who shouldn't be here, I want something representative to show how we fight back. And then it happened. I saw a picture of Alcatraz looking so foreboding. And I said, we're going to look into renovating and rebuilding. Oh no, he's talking about the real Alcatraz. It's happening again. We're going to look into
He's
renovating.
back on this?
Oh my God. I checked the date. I was like, is this old? Nope. 7/1/2025. I love it. Oh, Orange Grandpa's having another dementia fit.
Oh my God.
I saw a picture of Alcatraz looking so foreboding, and I said, we're going to look into renovating and rebuilding the famous Alcatraz prison sitting high on the bay, surrounded by sharks. What a symbol it is, and will be conceptual work. Conceptual. That, in case, Maggie, you don't know what that means. That means he's just been thinking in his head. Conceptual work started 6 months ago, and various prison development firms, Geo Group and Core Civic, the ones that have bribed you all within an inch of your life, and various prison development firms are looking at doing it with us. Still a little early, but lots of promise. So again, can we talk about why Trump is the worst businessman in history? And again, MAGA, when you show up on lives and you say, well, he's great at business, that is mathematically incorrect. He is actually terrible at business. If business is grifting and stealing and then filing for bankruptcy and everybody loses but the one grifter conman who stole everything, then I mean, if that's what you mean.
He's literally back on this Alcatraz bullshit.
Yeah, it's in Alcatraz, and I did a year in San Francisco. I lived in North Beach with a view of Alcatraz, and if you've ever been to Alcatraz, understand, like, this is the dumbest idea mathematically, right? Like, this makes no sense. Alcatraz houses no one. It's a very small place, and it's a national park that generates like millions and millions and millions of dollars of revenue for California.
Yeah. That's going to cost something like tens of billions of dollars to renovate and whatnot. And
house like 100 people. How many people? I'm going to look at. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I want to make sure I remember the numbers.
It's so. Oh my God.
I know. Let's all just have a moment. Just everyone bang their head against something. It's okay to cry.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
I just can't believe we're doing this again. I love how Trump is so scared of sharks. Like, it's so weird.
What is it?
260 to 275 inmates during it operated from 1934 to 1963. There's total cells 336, 5 by 9 feet.
Yeah.
That is not a concentration camp make. I'm sorry.
Does he think that just like every body of water has thousands of sharks in it? Or alligators?
Yes, I do think he's terrified of sharks for some reason. But there are some, like, I mean, you know, the coast of California is a migrational pattern for all sorts of things. Like, they move from the warm Mexico waters where they give birth and head north. And don't get me talking about you. I'm going to scare you guys with how much I know about marine life. I'm a huge cetacean fan. I love orcas. Like, I know all the pods, like the coastal ones, the transient orcas, the ones that are eating great whites livers off the coast of South Africa. I know about all of them.
I feel like Donald Trump watched Sharknado and is just like, we need that. We just need shark tornadoes to get people in line.
More evidence that I'm probably high functioning autistic, but because I was raised by a malignant narcissist, when they were like, you should probably test her for autism, my mom's like, ew, gross. My daughter's not broken. It's like, yeah, I do have weird special interests that no one cares about. You know, that's me. Probably high functioning autistic.
Hold on. Let me see if this person will accept. I just happened to see them and I was like, I would.
What are you saying? You have not, whatever you're thinking, the words have not come out of your mouth yet. We're not sure what's happening. You're like, I'm thinking, I was saying, I saw this.
Somebody in the comments that I was like, all right, I want to talk to this guy before I close this down.
Yeah, I agree. Let's let him up.
But I don't think he's going to accept. So,
do any MAGA people want to just have a friendly conversation about how any of this makes sense for you personally?
and when Felice says friendly, what she means is that she will be friendly to you, but I am absolutely not going to be.
I will be. I mean, yeah. And because Matt is such a formidable character, I can be in my like calm. Yeah, I actually do find I can be super nice around you because I know like any anger, anything I would want to yell at him, you'll take care of it. So I can be nice. Yes, that is correct. I will be kind.
Felice broke Matt. No.
I didn't break Matt.
Hold on, I think I've talked to this person before.
Oh no, he was harassing me yesterday. Hi, sir. I know we've met. Well, no, just during the people's receipts, and I was just like, yeah, I don't debate during this time, but like I said, I did say I was like, I'll be live tomorrow with Matt. Yeah, no, I did say that. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I said
harassing though. That's a bit hyperbolic.
Okay, let me try again. Making asinine comments and distracting people from learning during the people's receipts.
That's more appropriate.
Okay, yeah,
so
distracting people from taking in new information.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to talk about something?
Sure.
Okay. What's on your mind?
Just stoked to get this bill passed
Why?
because of the immense good it's going to do for every American.
How?
It's going to incentivize domestic production, and that along with his...
In what way?
Again, I wasn't done. I said that along with his border policy and the...
No. Okay, great. But you said along with, right? So I want you to explain how it's going to incentivize domestic production.
So once we have deported a fair number of undocumented, and it's going to take a very long time for that to happen. Nobody's stupid. We understand that.
You are. It's going to take a very long time. So when exactly can we start anticipating this domestic production then? Because if it's going to be
Felice.
after we deploy, huh?
Hey, Felice.
No. Pay attention. Hey,
do you have self-control, Felice?
Pay attention.
If so, I
was asking you a question.
Conversation with you. I was asking
you a question.
That's okay.
So how long do we have to wait for that?
Do you want to have a conversation?
No. You can talk to me.
I wasn't asking you.
You're on my live, dipshit.
What, you want to speak for women too? I mean, I thought we were the misogynist ones.
Jesus Christ.
You definitely are.
Okay.
It's okay. Just try. Just everyone take a breath. What is his name? The goatness, the greatest of all timeness. Anyways, look, it's not that I don't want to have a conversation. I'm taking in everything you say. Like, the truth is, I wasn't impressed by your first opening salvo. That doesn't make sense, right? In Trump's first term, he saved 1,000 manufacturing jobs in Pittsburgh and lost 75,000 en masse during his first term. It's 75 times loss. So yeah, just the reason I didn't engage is because, that's not a good point to make, especially, but yeah, like I think if you can just have the conversation, if you say anything that means anything, I'm here and listening and I'll talk to you, but yeah, it is not my live and I don't always have to. It's okay.
I was literally just asking a question.
And I told you, well, no, I get it. I think he was just a little bit shocked, but I think it'll be fine. We can try again. You know what I mean? Like we can try again. And by the way, you wanted this. You asked for it over and over yesterday. And I said, I'll be live with Matt tomorrow. I forgot about this. I did say that. So let's have the conversation. I'm here. I'm engaged. I'm going to listen. I'm practicing my listening, Matt. I am. This is what I'm working on, is not over talking anyone.
You're killing it, Felice.
Thank you.
You are an absolute fucking legend.
Thank my psychiatrist for the med change.
You're a star.
Look, see how my hyperactiveness is now well under control? I'll tell my psychiatrist you approve. I did this all for your chat. See, I hear you guys when you complain about me talking too much.
Matt approved.
Really go away? Where is he?
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Oh, did he leave?
No, I kicked him.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm surprised because he was like so desperately wanted to talk yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
like
I know.
an hour.
He desperately wanted to talk to you, but I was just like, well,
It wouldn't go better for him. Can I just say, I'm not the nicer one. Like, as like, actually, in the end, you're probably long term, like more I'm not. Have you ever seen me? Like, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not sane. Like, what? I'm not the
I
sane
just think
one.
he's got a crush on you, Felice. That's what I think.
They all do. They all do. They don't know. They either want to unalive me or they have a crush. They're not sure. You know what I mean? They're like, do we want to put her in a duffel bag and disappear? Or
Christian, who'd you vote for? Christian? Christian?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay, cool.
we can hear
Who'd you
you.
vote for?
I voted for Kamala. Honestly, the thing I would like to just say while I'm up here is like, the thing that I like to try and turn around on some of these Donald Trump supporters is that if they were really trying to actually make economic impact in a meaningful way, firstly, they wouldn't come in with the corporate takeover phrase of waste, fraud, and abuse.
Correct.
When they're going to buy a company and gut it, sell it for loss.
Yeah.
Which is the same agenda that they've been boasting the entire time. But then they need to find ways to make impact for like ground up for the American people. And that's through initiatives for like helping farmers and grocery stores and establishing smaller local supply chains and stuff like that.
Hey, Christian, real quick, I just want to correct something because I missed it. But when you pronounce her name, it's Kamala.
Thank you. I misspoke.
Yeah, no worries. So, but yes, you're absolutely correct. Like this whole thing, it's all just a power grab.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They've been trying to push it at every direction that they can just to see what angles they can seize a little more power. And they're doing it for their goals, but they're not setting themselves up for success doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bud. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you so much.
I've got 6 more minutes.
You have
Who wants to get yelled at by Felice?
I'm
I'll let Felice gets the next one.
Well, I promised my psychiatrist I'd show that I could be calm, so I'm gonna use this as proof.
Perfect. We're gonna put you to the test.
No. I'm gonna show this. See.
Hey, goat nuts or whatever the fuck your name
back?
was.
I told him to come back.
If you want to come back up and talk
told
to
him
Felice,
to.
I will mute. Look, I hear me.
I told him to.
I'll mute, and you can have a conversation with Felice and get dog walked by her next if you want. Dog nut or goat nuts or whatever the fuck your name is. Is he here?
Let me send. Well, I don't know. I'm going to send him an invite. Hold on. Let me tell him that. I'll tell you what he said.
Goat breath.
Okay, he's coming back. Wait, can you send? Wait, hold on. Is he in here? I can't. No, sorry, I don't know the internet.
See him in the.
Well, he's messaging me.
He's messaging you.
Yeah, or I said like we can have a comment. He said 1v1 another time. Lib men have zero self-awareness or maturity. You can be civil. And I said Matt won't talk. Let's chat. That's what I said.
He's back.
So we'll see. Is he back? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Nuts,
I said,
are you here?
Let's chat. That's what I said. It's okay. Everything will be fine.
He's all up in his
lulling
feelings.
people into a false sense.
What?
Why am I in trouble?
I don't know. What?
God, I'm going to drop and go back.
All right. God damn. Y'all are weak as shit. Jesus Christ. my God. They are all
That's
up
why
in
I
their
don't
fifis.
act right, because even when I do, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. They're all
Don't
up in
ever
their
ask
fifis.
me to behave well, because even when I do, I mean, that was the weirdest violation too.
That was dumb. Like,
was that about?
I don't know. It was saying that there were some things that people might find offensive or whatnot. I don't even know.
No, I think it was implying I was a prostitute. Was that what it said? Or, like, it might have been saying that. I'm pretty sure. But there's a different one for actual solicitation. So I actually don't know.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because I've gotten that one too. So that's a new one
also.
They keep getting these weird infractions, keep getting stranger and stranger. Does Nolan? Yeah, I will just use this opportunity, since if any MAGA men do want to be humiliated for money, I do it, in debate. So I do think as we move towards recession, I'm willing to do it for free, or not for free, but I mean, I can just take this and do it.
Yeah.
In other ways.
Felice $5 and I'll bring you up to let her dog
Everything
walk.
will be okay. I'm lulling him into a false sense of security. It's
Perfect.
It's okay, little buddy.
It's okay, little guy. It's okay, little guy.
No, I am nice. Listen, if people can think like rationally a little bit, I can have good conversations. It's just if it gets super weird. FinDom, it is called financial domination. Oh, he's typing. Are you here? He's typing,
He's
you guys.
not.
He's typing.
He's not here. He's scared.
He said, "You do know I'm watching, right?" No, we didn't know.
No,
we're that's what we're. Can you just come up here so
Okay,
we can chat?
just
We have 5 minutes.
request up
It'll
then.
be, let's just.
Dipshit.
Thank you. Warner says I'm nice. Thank
I've
you.
got
I really
2
am.
minutes.
Yeah, it's not. This will be real quick.
All right,
just lay back and let it happen.
Just wait. I will listen. I'm gonna mute myself. So
Comply.
This dude request.
Matt's on mute now. Okay, it's time. He's on mute now. You can come. I don't want to say that. That sounds strange. Okay, ready. I'm just typing. It's okay now. Everything's fine. Who said that? Harry, that was funny. Where is he?
I mean, I'm not just gonna sit here quietly. Like I can.
You don't have to. I know
muted.
you did last longer than I would have, though.
I know.
That was that was good, though. You did good.
I can do it.
You did so good. I love.
I can
that
just
we both
sit
have
here and laugh at
ADHD.
you on mute.
It's
that's.
I am.
Is
nice
my
when
beard
someone's
intimidating?
If you
Hold
can
on,
follow
hold
a
on.
line into logic, I'll talk to you for hours.
Oh shit. Well, the illustration is still there, but the real
You look
beard
less
isn't.
intimidating.
Yeah,
You look more jolly.
That's less
here.
intimidating, right?
You look jolly.
Yeah. So
It's fine. See, just everything's fine. You are God. See, everything's fine. Okay. Request.
I don't have him.
I'm not a mod.
mod. I'd be able to see him, or I wouldn't have been able to see him before. But I don't think he's blocked. Is there? How do I see that?
Stop. Collect. God. Everyone, show your hands. Okay.
No.
It's like,
no,
you know,
he's not
I'm
blocked.
watching. He's not blocked, or he's on another account too. I
on
don't
a
know, because
different
I don't. Yeah, he's probably on a different
He's on a
account.
different
Okay, request. This is getting weird, and we don't have that much time. I would
Yeah.
like to have a healthy convo, because I do like to have conversations.
I will make an extra 5 minutes. I'm going to go over my 5 minute
Okay,
time.
you're making a big deal, and now it's like this is getting anticlimactic. Let's. Are you coming?
Is it performance anxiety? Is that what it is?
I asked if he's coming.
He can't do it while I'm watching. So I'll just, there you go. I'm not watching anymore.
Everyone close your eyes.
Everyone close
You know,
your
like
eyes.
toddlers are like, I'm not here if you can't see me or
Yeah.
whatever.
Everybody close your eyes. He can't do it. He can't perform if everybody's watching.
Okay, we're ready. Where are you?
Is everybody's eyes closed?
He's typing. He's typing.
Is everybody's eyes
He's
closed?
typing a message.
He can't do it if you guys are watching.
Well, he can spell, so sorry, busy at my Christian nationalist rally. That's what he just
Sure. Okay.
That's what he said. Okay. Well, Okay, well, this is really anticlimactic. You distracted my life for an hour while we were all learning, saying weird things in the comments, and you're like, whenever you're live again. And I said, here, this is where I'll be, and now you're here and you ran away. So I do think like this has been not
Somebody
the best.
He's dabbing on his Trump cologne.
Yeah, $250. Will you buy me some Trump cologne?
Ugh.
It's only $250, and we can all smell horribly.
Ugh. I think you could just go outside.
Well, I don't think he's coming back.
So,
but maybe when I debate with Pickles is like, but in that scenario, I'm the main one. You know, Pickles is like a nice little angel, and I'm like the monster.
Yeah, I'm not the nice one. See, Matt, this is why Felice is single. You scare away all her admirers.
It's like Ken Ray. He's like, I've been seeing you with strange men. Who are these strange men I've been seeing you with, Felice?
Oh, like, Ken Ray.
That's Ken Ray. He's born in like 1901, and he's like, yeah, if a woman is existing near a man, then that woman is that man's property. Like that's what Ken Ray's like. I've been seeing you with strange men. There's a lot of them. Who are they?
Oh my God.
Anyways,
so
on that note, should we call it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, Goatness, that was anticlimactic. I'm a little disappointed. Come see me somewhere else and we'll have a conversation.
You know what's crazy? I feel like every woman that he's ever existed around has said, that was kind of anticlimactic. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like that's
that's on brand. That's on
hears,
brand
so
for MAGA.
He might feel a little more comfortable now, so maybe he'll come back next time. He'll be like, "Oh, I recognize that phrase."
Yeah, we do this every Tuesday. If you get a little braver, a little sure-footed, just come back. We can have this conversation next Tuesday.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to try to be back again tomorrow. Because
who knows?
I don't know. The world is on fire and shit's crazy every day. So, if I'm in town, I will be back here tomorrow around the same time. Probably about 1:00 is when I'm going to have to starting from now on.
Starting.
Start starting.
Starting. Yeah, okay.
English
Thank
is
you
fun.
guys.
All right.
Later,
love you
Gators.
guys. Talk to y'all later.
Ahora, ¿qué ha pasado? Otra de las cosas, ¿cuántos padres hay?